Over the coming year, the FCC will roll out a new system called P.L.A.N, P.L.A.N, or Personal Localized Alerting Network. And it will appear first, I'm happy to say, in New York City and Washington, D.C., where it will be operational by the end of this calendar year. Like Notify NYC, the P.L.A.N program will allow people with specifically enabled mobile phones to receive messages free of charge, alerting them to imminent safety threats in their area.
Yeah, we like to really focus on this, is that we need to adapt to what the public is using, not make them fit traditional systems, but understand that the systems need to be working together, that there should not be multiple systems operating independent, but a system that allows a warning to go out across multiple systems.
Shalom, Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the elect out there doing this work of faith, and labor of love, and true sincerity. All right, and today's lesson I wanted to get into is based off of this plan, the personal localized alert network system. Okay, and basically getting into this, this plan is basically the new system that they have set up, in which they will alert you of what a so-called imminent terrorist attack, of course, which Esau will wind up setting up, or in the event that they want to fully establish martial law, that they will direct you, in a path in which they've chosen, in the course in which they've chosen, in orders for you to follow on what you are to do. Okay, so let me just jump straight into it. All right, now it reads it's from transitionfcc.gov. Okay, and it reads Personal Localized Alert Network P.L.A.N. What is P.L.A.N? The Personal Localized Alerting Network P.L.A.N, technically the Commercial Mobile Alert System, is a new public safety system that allows customers who own and enable mobile device to receive geographically targeted text-like messages alerting them of imminent threats to safety in the area. Okay. This new technology ensures that emergency alerts will not get stuck in highly congested user areas, which can happen with standard mobile voice and text services. P.L.A.N enables government officials to target emergency alerts to specific geographic areas through cell towers, which push the information to dedicated receivers and P.L.A.N enabled mobile devices. All right. P.L.A.N complements the existing emergency alert system, which is provided by broadcasters and other media service providers and overseen by the Federal Communications Commission, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, and the National Weather Service at a federal level. So basically, how like it probably still happen, I'm not sure, but like in the 90s, the 80s, so on and so forth, you would get that emergency broadcast system thing going across the TV. So this is supposed to go basically in accordance with that, because they know nowadays everybody's not sitting right at home right in front of their TV. So the alternative method to that is that everybody has the smartphones for you to get those text message alerts, on your smartphone. Okay, like now, for instance, like we over here in Jersey, and I'm sure there's probably different brothers that wound up getting them certain alert messages based off of the weather, according to their geographical area. So that's basically what it is. They send you certain threats based off of which area you're in, for you to be notified of what's going on within your area. Like if it's a flash flood, one in your area, you know what not to go outside, so on and so forth. They're using that as a pretext for their ulterior motives, basically. Okay, but I'm gonna get into it a little more. It says P.L.A.N and EAS are part of an integrated public alert and warning system being developed by FEMA to allow the public to receive emergency alerts over multiple communications technology. Okay, P.L.A.N is the result of a unique public-private partnership between the FCC, FEMA, and the wireless industry with a singular objective of enhancing public safety. See, that's their guys that they're using, that they're trying to play off, that is used for public safety. Okay, but out of all establishments within America, why does FEMA have to do something to do with this? Because this all entails with what? Martial law. That's why FEMA is included in this, man. All right. says the FCC rules require participating wireless carriers to deploy P.L.A.N technology by April 7, 2012. Okay, so this is relatively old, but it still pertains to now because as things is heating up, with this Ebola virus, that other the CRE bug virus that's going on now, all this stuff plays a detrimental part within this plan. Okay, and you'll see how it's going to play out. All right. Some participants, however, have committed to offer P.L.A.N ahead of schedule. All right, by the end of 2011, these carriers include AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, and Verizon. P.L.A.N was established pursuant to the Warning, Alert, and Response Network WARN Act. Okay, so what? These are the major phone companies. Like the other little phone companies, like old people have their little AARP P.L.A.N $10 phones. Those might not get it, but the major companies, what I'm saying, AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, and Verizon, you're gonna get it because those are the main cell phone companies which are used. Okay. So I'm gonna go down a little more in here. Okay, features. It says what is geographically targeted. A customer living in downtown New York would not receive a threat alert if he or she happens to be in Chicago when the alert is sent. Similarly, someone visiting downtown New York from Chicago on that same day would receive the alert, assuming the customer has a P.L.A.N enabled mobile device and his or her wireless carriers participates in P.L.A.N. So, based upon which area you're in, say if you're in Chicago, now all of a sudden you wind up heading into New York. Now, if you get an alert on your phone, it's going to be based upon, that the fact that you're in New York's geographical location. Okay. Going on, it says, it covers only critical emergency alerts. Consumers will receive only 3 types of alerts from P.L.A.N. Alerts issued by the president, alerts involving imminent threats to safety of life, and 3 Amber Alerts. Participating carriers may allow subscribers to block all but presidential alerts. Why? Because the presidential alerts is ultimately going to deal with the FEMA alerts and what you're going to receive. That's why FEMA has a big a part in this. And when they first established this, what I'm saying, which if I could find the evidence of it, when it first started, they wound up sending out certain alert messages. What I'm saying, just to get the people riled up. What I'm saying, just as a little test. How Esau wound up throwing things out there and see how the people react to it. That problem, reaction, solution. Okay.
Now, of course, a couple of days ago we had the Verizon botched test where consumers in New Jersey with Verizon phones actually got a fake test message that said "take shelter," and it said it was from the U.S. government. Provoked absolute panic. Calls to 911 centers quadrupled, and they said, "Oh, sorry, it was just a test." And of course, the mainstream media news reports concerning the story were completely absent the fact that this was blatantly a trial run for the FEMA emergency alert system, as we reported.
So yeah, so basically, everything is going to be done based upon what your geographical location. Okay, and what that go, I want to grab a scripture real quick, because what, FEMA has things set up, within the 10 regions. Okay, within the 10 regions. All right, and this is all according to prophecies within the scriptures. FEMA has these 10 different regions. So when you receive a text message alert, it's going to be based upon your geographical location, your geographically targeted area. Okay. And that's all a part of prophecy, It's Revelations 11:13. And the same hour there was a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. Now, why does it say the 10th part of the city? Going back to this FEMA grid? Okay, because it's prophecy that FEMA will be split up into 10 parts, and said 10th part of the city fell. So one of these regions, will get straight nuked. It will get straight hit. All of America will, but just letting you know that the 10th part of the city fell, that one of these regions are going to get hit at that point. Okay, so it's just letting you know that these are the geographical locations of FEMA, and when they set everything up, and how America is going to be divided within these 10 different regions based upon your geographical location and where you're living at. Okay, right. So like how brothers can remember back when Hurricane Sandy was going on, how everything was set up, man, and basically what they did was, they wound up gathering up everybody that were victims of Hurricane Sandy, taking them to them tent-like cities, man. Rounding them up, man. Okay, and all this is according to what these laws that which Esau has passed, man. Okay, and this is the bill, what HR 645, Text of National Emergency Centers Establishment Act. Okay, and I'm just hitting a quick point on this. In general, in accordance with the requirements of this act, the Secretary of Homeland Security shall establish not fewer than 6 national emergency centers on military installations. Okay. Purpose of national emergency centers. The purpose of national emergency center shall be to use existing infrastructure to provide temporary housing, medical, and humanitarian assistance to individuals and families dislocated due to an emergency or major disaster. And what major disaster is they creating right now? The Ebola virus, man. Okay, and that CRE bacteria. That's the emergency disaster in which they have created, man. All right, to provide centralized locations for purposes of training, okay, and ensuring the coordination of federal, state, and local first responders. So, if you're one of the first ones to respond, to the government, what I'm saying, what they're going to wind up coming picking you up and wind up hauling you off to one of these concentration camps, man. All right, based upon your geographical location. And they said what purposes of training. Just like what with Hurricane Sandy, all that was a test, and it was set up so what future time down the line when they really ready to fully implement martial law, that they would know how to go about things, man. Because Esau tests everything out before they fully put things into effect. Okay, to provide centralized locations to improve the coordination of preparedness, response, and recovery efforts of government, private, and non-for-profit entities and faith-based organizations, and to meet other appropriate needs as determined by the Secretary of Homeland Security. All right, so they're not doing it for the needs of the people; they're doing it for the needs of what they have established as far as the government, man. Okay, and just to show you real quick, now this is what the evacuation planning and operational support for motor coaches. Okay, now this was something that was passed so that they can basically round up everybody and they can have one contractor, one company go around and pick everybody up according to your geographical location and put you to a specific concentration camp. Okay, now I'm gonna just hit a couple, probably just like one little point on here. All right, and it says this is a solicitation for a single indefinite delivery. What, a single indefinite delivery? So, based upon however many concentration camps is within your area, they're going to round everybody up within this one area and take you to your designated concentration camp for your area within your location. Okay, indefinite quantity contract to obtain evacuation planning and operational support to facilitate a motor coach evacuation of the general population in response to presidential declared emergencies and major disasters within the continental United States. So, like I said, going back to this real quick, whatever area you're in, that's basically going to be your state. You know what I'm saying? It's no longer everything is going to be together. This is basically going to be your state, okay? And this plan is basically used to inform you of what, like just how they're doing with the Ebola virus right now. So if the Ebola virus winds up getting out of hand, like I said, what they're going to do is, send you an alert to your phone. Like a presidential alert or a FEMA camp alert. That what you're not going to be able to take off of your phone. You're gonna have to look at the alert. They're going to put it to where you have to acknowledge the alert. Okay, to be able to do anything with your phone at that time. All right. So that you will be notified of what to do in case of an emergency. Okay, so that's what the plan and everything is all set up for. All right.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. Numerous foreign aircraft from an area in Africa have been identified and are carrying individuals that are invading the country. Their intentions are unknown at this time. Residents of the United States are strongly encouraged to shelter in place to avoid being attacked or taken hostage. To shelter in place, take the following precautions. Close all windows and doors. Turn off all heating, air conditioning units, and all lights. Have a battery-powered radio for information for your stay in the shelter. It is also recommended that you take shelter in either the lower or uppermost portion of your location and get away from windows. Continue to monitor local media outlets for more information for your specific area.
Right, so, you know what I'm saying? What does that show you? That shows you in that event that, even though they're placing it as though if you're going to be in your home, but when that time comes, what they're going to direct you to where? To what a FEMA camp. And they're going to give you instructions on exactly what to do, just how they gave you the instructions and speaking upon that during this emergency broadcast alert system, okay? This alert in which they gave you. This is the same exact thing as what's going to happen in a time of martial law. And the same type of alert that you're going to get over your phone, in which they're going to tell you to do in that time. And if you have nowhere to go, or if something happened with your home, they're going to direct you straight to a FEMA camp, all right? They're going to give you these orders of exactly step-by-step process of what to do within this time of which they create one of these so-called terror attacks, man. And to set up this martial law, this is the exact same system of what you're going to see that's going to play all throughout these different regions of America, man, or whatever region that you're in, all right? And so, like I said, what they're going to have a single indefinite delivery. So whatever company it may be that's going to be set up, they're going to haul you off into them concentration camps, man. All right, because matter of fact, what I'm looking for. Yeah, here we go. No, that's not it. Slot. Okay, yeah, starting off with here. All right, with the, Hurricane Sandy, just for further edification. FEMA camps, freedom. Concentration camp with Black Hawk helicopters flying above. It's a story. Let's skip this part. All right, starting down here. Okay, the Asbury Park Press managed to talk with internees who described huddling in freezing cold tents with Black Hawk helicopters circling above. Okay, so the Asbury Park Press, they talked with some of the people that was inside the concentration camp, okay, within that tent-like city. Says the elections are over and here we are, a resident told the Asbury Park Press. They were Black Hawk helicopters flying over all day and night. They have heavy equipment moving past the tents all night. He said, now this is one of the internees, he said FEMA stopped them from taking photos of Camp Freedom and turned off the Wi-Fi and said they couldn't charge their smartphones because there wasn't enough power. Every time we plugged in an iPhone or something, the cops would come and unplug them, he said. The man described the micro city, as FEMA calls it, as a prison. The Red Cross promised facilities with washing machines and hot showers, but sent victims to live in unheated tents. So this is exactly what's going to happen, man. You're going to get the alert on your phone, and you may be a first responder or of a church organization, or whatever the case may be, and you're going to sit there like a dummy, and you're going to wait for them to come and pick you up. Okay, you're going to wait for them to come and pick you up. They're going to drive you around and bring you to a concentration camp. They're going to promise you lies, just how they did with these people, promise them what? Facilities with washing machines and hot showers, but sent them to live in unheated tents, man. It's going to be a very uncomfortable situation when that comes to pass, man. Okay? And one more point just to further edify this. Okay, this is dealing with the same Hurricane Sandy, and this is from sftfplan.com, okay? Which part did I want to hit? Okay, yeah, okay, right here. It says, but inside the tent city, which has room for thousands, but was only sheltering a couple of hundred on Friday, no one heard anything about a move or about anything else. They treated us like we're prisoners, says Ashley Sebo, 21, of Seaside Heights, New Jersey. It's bad to say, but we honestly feel like we're in a concentration camp, okay? Sabo, who is unemployed and whose rental home was washed away in the hurricane, remembers being woken up on Wednesday at the shelter. She was staying in at Toms River High School. Conditions there were actually fine, said Sabo. Sabo was told that she had half an hour to pack. So what, they're going to rush you when it's time to go, okay? Everyone was getting shipped to hotels in Wildwood, New Jersey, where they would be able to reacquaint themselves with showers, beds, and a door. Just how I said in the other document, that's what this chick is confirming. She said they had a half an hour to pack, and they was told that they were going to be sent to Wildwood, but they would have what? Showers, bed, and a door. Okay? Sabo and about 50 other people boarded a New Jersey transit bus, right? Just how I said, according to this document here, the evacuation planning and operational support for motor coaches. So it's the same thing, okay? And it could be done, wound up being done by what? The same company or some other company, who knows, you know what I'm saying? Sabo and about 50 other people boarded a New Jersey transit bus, which would be a FEMA designated bus that will pick you up according to your area, okay? Which drove around seemingly aimlessly for hours. So they drove them around purposely for hours on end, knowing where they was going to take them already, but to make them feel more comfortable like they was really going somewhere, all right? Worse, this week's nor'easter snowstorm was gathering force, lashing the bus with wind and rain. After 4 hours, so they drove them around for 4 hours, the bus driver pulled into a dirt parking lot. The passengers were expecting a hotel with heat and maybe even a restaurant. Instead, they saw a mini city of portable toilets and voluminous white tents with their flaps snapping in the wind. Inside, they got sheets, a rubbery pillow, a cot, and one blanket. There was no heat that night, as temperatures dropped to freezing, people could start to see their breath. The gust of wind blew snow and slush onto Sabo's face as her cot was near the open tent flaps. She shivered, her hands turning purple. Okay? So, you know what I mean? That proves the point, man, that what? You know, ultimately, going back to this plan, okay? Ultimately going back to this plan. And this is what it's going to start from. What, in coordinates with the the EAS, the emergency alert system. Okay, you're going to get that message or whatever sent to your phone, and they're going to tell you exactly what you are to do in the imminent threat or so-called terrorist attack in which Esau is going to establish. Lord willing, it goes down throughout this Ebola virus, but this is the system in which they have set up to alert you of the warning and what you are to do. So when you have them government troops coming in and you're not abiding by whatever they tell you to do, you're going to get clunked in the head or you're going to get shot dead on the spot, man. Okay? So all of this is set up by the so-called white man, these devils, man. All right, the places within these concentration camps, man. Okay? So just how it happened with the Hurricane Sandy, the Hurricane Katrina, you know what I mean? As I've shown through this lesson, it's going to happen within these times, and it's going to start with them alerting you getting that alert text message on your phone according to your geographical location, man. All right? So, you know, with that, I hope this lesson was edifying for you brothers out there. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to Selectmen out there, doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. Shalom, death to America.